Hello and welcome to a bit of everything film trivia, where we blend movie magic with mind-bending challenges. Whether you're stuck in traffic, chilling with your friends, or just need a mental workout, this quiz has got you covered. Each episode is a wild ride through a specific film packed with 4 thrilling categories to test your cinematic savvy. Get ready for 20 brain-twisting questions in general knowledge, 10 juicy insights in behind the scenes, 5 worldly wonders in real world, and to cap it off, a brain-teasing Who Am I final. So hold on to your popcorn and get ready for the ultimate movie showdown. Remember, you've got just 5 seconds to ponder each question before I spill the beans. I'm your host, Rebel Rune, and this is A Bit of Everything Film Trivia. Let the games begin. Oh, Louis, always whining. This week's episode, we step into the shadows of the supernatural world as we look at the 1994 gothic horror film, Interview with the Vampire.
Claudia! Claudia! What have you done?
What you told me to do!
Leave a corpse here to rot?
I wanted her! I wanted to meet her!
She's not!
Claudia! It's the very house we live in!
Do you want me to be a doll forever?
Claudia, don't.
Why not? Can't I change like everybody else?
Let's jump into general knowledge. Question 1. What is Louis' favourite colour? Blue. Question 2. What gift does Lestat give to Claudia on the same night every year? A doll. Question 3. What year did Louis first become a vampire? 1791. Question 4. How many years passed after Claudia's rebirth before she questioned what she was? 30. Question 5. In what European city do Louis and Claudia find the Theatre of Vampires? Paris. Question 6. What does Claudia say to Lestat after she cuts his throat? Good night, sweet prince. Question 7. Finish the quote spoken by Lestat. There's nothing in this world now that doesn't hold some what? Fascination. Question 8. What colour were Claudia's birds? Yellow and white. Question 9. What was the quote spoken by Armand when he is referring to Louis' vampire nature? Immortal with a mortal's passion. Question 10. What is the name of Armand's theatre? Theatre das Vampires. Question 11. What was the name of Louis' maid? Yvette. Question 12. What was one rule that Lestat gave Claudia when killing? Never in the home. Question 3. Who said this? Do you know what it means to be loved by death? Santiago. Question 14. How many people does Louis claim that Lestat kills each night? 2 to 3. Question 15. What bait does Claudia use to kill Lestat? Dead twin boys. Question 16. Lestat makes multiple kills a night. What does the snob in him prefer? The aristocrats. Question 17. What happens soon after Claudia cuts off her hair? It grows back within only a few moments. Question 18. What does Lestat tell Louis to do to the woman with the 2 poodles at the social gathering? To read her thoughts. Question 19. How old was Louis when Lestat turned him? (24). Question 20. In the movie, a vampire risks self-destruction by doing what? Drinking the blood of the dead. Okay, so how many of those did you get right? Time to jump into behind the scenes. Question 1. What unique makeup technique was used on the actors playing vampires? They were hung upside down. The process was done for nearly 30 minutes before the actors' makeup application, as it forced blood to their face, making it easier for vein tracing. Question 2. Santiago's dance was inspired by which classic actor and dancer? Fred Astaire. Santiago's mesmerizing dance, reminiscent of Fred Astaire's iconic performance in Royal Wedding, pays tribute to Astaire's gravity-defying routine. Astaire's memorable number, You're All the World to Me, where he dances along the walls and ceilings, inspired Santiago's scene. This elegant and eerie portrayal showcases his vampiric abilities, clearly achieved through the use of rotating set, echoing the technical ingenuity behind Astaire's original scene. Question 3. When Claudia slits Lestat's throat, is it Tom Cruise crawling around? No. Instead, an animatronic double of Lestat, created by special effects master Stan Winston, was used. This lifelike animatronic was designed for the sequence where Lestat's blood spills all over the floor, showcasing the impressive capabilities of practical effects over modern digital techniques. Question 4. Which casting decision was Anne Rice not on board with? Tom Cruise as Lestat. The choice initially sparked controversy, including skepticism from Anne Rice, the novel's author, who doubted Cruise's suitability for the complex role. Rice even expressed her reservations publicly, suggesting that Brad Pitt, who was cast as Louis, would have been a better fit for Lestat. Rice changed her view after watching the film and publicly praised his performance and apologized to him for her earlier remarks. Question 5. Which actor was replaced at the last minute? River Phoenix. Christian Slater was recruited at last minute to replace him as the interviewer, following River's tragic death from a drug overdose shortly before filming was to begin. Slater donated his salary from the film to River's favourite charities, and the film credit included a memorial note in memory of River Phoenix, 1970 to 1993. Rest in peace. Question 6. Which celebrity was considered for the lead role before the final casting? John Travolta. He was considered for the lead role in the film. However, Travolta was not ultimately interested, and there was also mention of Richard Gere being considered, but the deal could never be reached. Question 7. Which cast member hated filming this movie? Brad Pitt. He struggled with the film's challenging conditions, including the dreary weather, wearing spectral contact lenses, heavy makeup, and his dissatisfaction with his character's role. He even inquired about the cost to leave the film, to which producer David Geffen reportedly responded, $50 million. Pitt ultimately decided to stay on. Question 8. Which actor had their first on-screen kiss? Kirsten Dunst. She shared her first on-screen kiss in the film with Brad Pitt, even though there was an 18-year age difference between them. In a subsequent interview, she revealed that the scene had made her uncomfortable. She remarked, "I thought it was gross. That Brad was gross. He had cooties. I mean, I was 12. Pitt wasn't too happy about kissing Dunst either. Question 9. True or false? Kirsten Dunst won the award for Best Supporting Actress at the Clitrudis Awards. False. She lost out for this film and for Little Women by a single vote, the award going to Diane Wiest in Bullets Over Broadway. For reference, these awards are given by the Clitrudis Society for Independent Films, which is a non-profit organisation that honours outstanding achievement in independent and world cinema. Question 10. Which two actors did not get along during filming? Did I make this one too easy? Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise. It's funny that the opposite is true for Sam Reed and Jacob Anderson, who portray Lestat and Louis, respectively, in AMC's adaptation of Interview with the Vampire. Reed and Anderson were able to bond through filming the show, sharing some common interests and building a friendship. Whereas the reasons for the growing tensions between Cruise and Pitt were due to the latter's alleged poor personal hygiene and inflated egos, leading to statements that they will never work together again. Is anybody else shocked? Anyway, that's it. Behind the scenes. How many did you get correct? Before I get into the next lot of questions, it's important to know a disturbing real-world incident connected to Interview with a Vampire. The film was subject of controversy due to inspiring a real-life crime shortly after its release. On November 17, 1994, a man named Daniel Sterling and his girlfriend Lisa Stellwagen watched the film together. The next day, Sterling stabbed Stellwagen 7 times in her back and chest and sucked the blood from her wounds. Fortunately, Stellwagen survived and Sterling was arrested. He claimed in court that the films influenced his plan, and the jury convicted him of attempted first-degree murder, among several other charges. When life imitates art, you hope for a masterpiece, not someone taking bite-sized snacks way too literally after a vampire movie. Stepping away from my dark sense of humour, let's get into the real-world category. Question 1. How long did it take to adapt the novel for the film? 18 years. The journey to adapt Interview with the Vampire into a film was both challenging and lengthy. Initially sold to Paramount in 1976, shortly before the novel's publication, the screenplay languished in development hell, passing through various hands and studios, casting doubt on its realization. Eventually, Warner Brothers acquired the rights and, impressed by Neil Jordan's work on The Crying Game, offered him a directorial role. 18 years after Paramount's initial purchase, Jordan's adaptation finally made it to theatres. Question 2. True or false? The location used for Louis' estate for the film is known to be haunted. True. Oak Alley Plantation in, I'm really sorry to my friends in Louisiana, I'm going to butcher this, Vashti, Louisiana, is reportedly haunted. Visitors have mentioned experiencing paranormal activities such as candlestick flying across the room and sightings of a slender young woman with long dark hair. The plantation has even been featured on Sci-Fi's Ghost Hunters. Question 3. True or false? The original screenplay draft had Louis mourning his dead wife and child. False. The original had him mourning his brother. Anne Rice speculated that Hollywood's reluctance to adapt the screenplay stemmed from the homoerotic subtext in her novels, particularly the complex relationships between male characters. To test Hollywood's willingness, she altered the screenplay to portray Louis as mourning his wife and child, thus making his character explicitly heterosexual. to see if this change would make the story more palatable to the 1980s Hollywood standards. As an openly queer person, I say, Hollywood, you suck. And just because he had a wife doesn't mean Louis was heterosexual. Question 4. Which celebrity walked out during a screening of the movie? Oprah Winfrey. She left a pre-release screening of the film in Los Angeles due to her discomfort with the film's gore and dark themes. She expressed, quote, "I believe there are forces of light and darkness in the world, and I don't want to be a contributor to the forces of darkness." She even reconsidered airing a scheduled interview with Tom Cruise, though it did ultimately air. And 11 years later, Tom Cruise is jumping all over Oprah's couch. Talk about a plot twist in the saga of light versus darkness. Question 5. True or false? A gender-altering shift was considered during pre-production. True. There was a period when the idea of gender-swapping Louis and Lestat was discussed, with David Geffen considering Cher for one of the roles, partly due to the concerns about the story's gay subtext. Angelica Houston was also considered for one of the lead roles. However, Anne Rice managed to dissuade this direction, and the iconic roles were ultimately filled by Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt, maintaining the character's original gender and dynamic. Think about it though, in my opinion, at least. That would have been awesome. I could totally see Cher and Angelica Houston playing these roles. So how many did you get right in that round? Final category is, who am I? Born August 18, 1969 in New York to Michael and Mary. I made my film debut with a leading role in The Legend of Billie Jean in 1985 and gained wider recognition for my breakthrough role as Jason J.D. Dean, a sociopath high school student in the satire Heathers in 1988. I received critical acclaim for my title role in the USA Network television series Mr. Robot 2015 to 2019, for which I earned the Golden Globe Award for Best Supporting Actor, Series, Miniseries or Television Film in 2016, with additional nominations in 2017 and 18. In the 90s, I starred in a number of big-budget films, including Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves 1991, Interview with a Vampire 1994, Broken Arrow 1996, Hard Rain 1998, as well as the cult films like Gleaming the Cube 1989, Pump Up the Volume 1990, and True Romance 1993. In addition to my live action roles, I have had an extensive voice acting career, with roles like Pips in Fern Gully, The Last Rainforest in 1992, Slater in Archer 2014 to 2023, Asari in The Lion Guard 2016 to 2019, Rand Ridley in Inside Job 2021 to 2022, and Floyd Lawton, Deadshot, in the DC animated movie universe. I am Christian Slater, who played Daniel Malloy, the investigative journalist. Did you guess who it was? Well, that's it for this episode. Thanks for taking time out of your coffin to test your knowledge. Remember, like Louis' whining, our journey through the world of film facts and fun will never end. So, don't forget to subscribe to catch every episode and follow on the socials at Rebel Rune Co. If you want to request a movie for me to focus on or let me know some additional facts or trivia that I might have missed, send me an email at rebelruneco@gmail.com. May your popcorn be perfectly buttered and your remote always be within reach. Stay real, stay trivia savvy, and keep the credits rolling. Until next time, create mayhem.